Hello. My name is Jade. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for tuning in, turning on, tapping in, being here. Y'all see my wink? Period. But so this channel, if you're new here, subscribe. Okay. But if you're new here, this channel is about femininity, right? Getting into your zhuzh, getting into your femininity bag, and getting back into it with yourself. That's what it is without the kiki. All right, so today's video is about starting from scratch. You know what I'm saying? Because again, like I said in my intro, not everyone has a role model. Hold on. So, excuse me if you heard that. But not everyone has a role model or like a femme in their life to help them through this or with this or any of that. So I'm going to be that femme, period. So, starting from scratch, I'm going to list out ways where you can start this journey that don't involve like getting too crazy too fast. It's just you initiating and being like, yes, I'm committed to this journey. I'm finna get into it. Let's get it. Let's go. Okay. So what I like to start with, what I started with was books. Hello. Okay. So the first book is going to be The Body Keeps the Score. Now, let me say, this is a hard read. So a hard read. Well, this is a hard read because you have to like stop and start and reread, and you got to try again and make sure you understood it. You might have to Google. You're going to have to Google a lot of words because this is, I think, this is he's using words that you don't even like how, like the regular person would know unless you get in your doctorate, like you wouldn't know. So it's going to be a lot of Googling, a lot of lining, a lot of highlighting. But it's very informative. It's about trauma. It's literally, the body keeps the score, brain, mind, and body in the healing of trauma. So it's going to help you figure out what's blocking you, what's holding you back from yourself. Because I'm assuming, no, I'm not even assuming, I'm knowing that if you are trying to tap into your feminine, right, and you can't seem to get to it, get through it, it's because there's trauma holding you back, period. And we need to get into it. Now, you don't have to start with this book, but I'm saying this is a good book. And the second book, while I have it in my mind, because I will forget, but it's called, It Didn't Start With You. I'm going to put like a screen cap or a screenshot or something over somewhere. It Didn't Start With You. It's just like this. It's not as hard of a read. Now you will have to reread, but it's just basically saying that, you know how they say like generational curses or like, trauma being in your DNA. That's what it's about. It's about like having fear, but this is also like that. It has tidbits, but it's more in depth. Anyway, they're basically the same. It goes into how trauma in our past and in our history, especially skin folk, can manifest and can be seen in the present. You know what I'm saying? And how to nip that in the bud so you don't pass that along to your babies if you plan on having babies. Or you're just people in your life. How you just don't give them your trauma when you could just deal with it right now. So the third book is going to be, I really like this book, y'all. The Year of Yes, by Shonda Rhimes. And I like that book because it's not like a traditional, I don't know how to explain it. Like it's very like superwoman-y, like get into yourself. Like it's really motivating. I like motivating books, but all of these aren't going to be like that. I specifically am listing this book because I do think that no can be very limiting. Like it's good to have boundaries and it's good to, stand with your hard lines if they're reasonable, if they make sense to you. They don't gotta be reasonable to nobody else. It makes sense to you. But I know I used to be a person who was like, nope, not doing that. Nope, don't want to, nope. And so in 2019, it wasn't last year. In 2019, I was like, yes, let's do this. Let's do that. Yes. And I had a great year. 2018 was my year, yes. But anyways, was it? Anyways, when I did it, girl, I had a blast. It was great. So, The Year of Yes by Shonda Rhimes. And she talks about like building confidence and like stepping into herself. And she's Shonda Rhimes. She owns Thursday nights. So if she had to do it, then we okay, hello. So, what am I on? 5. The fifth book is going to be this. Now, I am not recommending this from like a I don't know how to say. Like, I just think it's cute. I think it's a cute read. I think some of it, oh, What a Time to Be Alone. I should have said the title. But by the Slumflower or Shadira. But I like this book, first of all, because of the aesthetic. That's, to be honest. I love the way it looks. And I think it's a quick read. Like, if you ever need like quick inspiration, that's what I'm saying. I'm not recommending it on the level of like The Body Keeps the Score or even The Year of Yes. I'm recommending it because it's a quick read. If you need quick affirmations or just something, quick reminders, it's a good thing to have on hand. I mean, if you want it. And again, it's so cute. Like, I'm gonna try to, you see, like the words be real big. It's not like textbooky, you know? Okay, so after that, number 6 is going to be, and you see it's beat up because I read it. I wrote it and everything. It's gonna be Pussy Prayers. And this is gonna go along with 7. This is 6, right? Yeah, 6 and 7 are gonna be, because I think yeah. Anyway, you'll see because I'm gonna put it over here because I read it off my phone. But anyway, this is number 6, Pussy Prayers. I like this a lot. I like this a lot. Black Girl Bliss is the author. I don't know if she has like another name, but that's what it is. The quotes from my bookmark is in here. The quotes from my intro are from this book. I like this book because there are prompts in here. Like at the end of it, it's called, what's she call them? I'm trying not to like be into the book and like reading it while I'm doing the video. But at the end of it, there are prompts. Pressure points, that's what she called them. Yes. For the memory, but pressure points at the end of the video, at the end of the chapters, there are pressure points. You go through the prompts and it helps you, because this is very literally about tapping into your good girl, tapping into your femininity. That's what it's about. That was my first, was it? No, yeah, this is basically the first book that's very specifically focused on getting back into your femininity. And I love it. I think it's a great read. It's a quick read. If you want to reread it, it's great. If you want to read it through one time and then go back into the prompts, it's still bomb. The prompts are great. Like, I read them prompts and I was like, girl, is you in my business? Like, oh, don't you do that? Okay. But anyway, so that's number 6, Pussy Prayers. Number 7, which I'm going to put somewhere, is just called Pussy, flat out, by Gina somebody. I don't be knowing the authors. I just read the books, okay? But they're basically hand in hand, because that's also about tapping into your feminine. But it's about, see, they're different, but they're the same. But they're both very specifically focused on femininity, tapping into it, getting into yourself. They just go about it in different ways, and they talk about it in different ways, because one author is Black and one author is white. So yeah, it's gonna be a different experience. But I think together they put together a good starting point and a good message, which is why I read both of them. Okay, so that was 6 and 7. 8 is going to be this Sacred Woman. Y'all have seen it on the internet. I know y'all. If you are watching this video, you've seen this book. Period. I don't know if you bought it, but you've seen it. And let me just say, this is a hard read. I have not finished this. I'm not even into the middle of this. Wow. It's a hard read because it's very like historical. Like, I don't know how to explain. You have to have it to know what I'm talking about. Like, you thought you were just going to read through it, and you're not. There are things there are activities in here, practices, and there are like historical facts and like real historical facts, and there are like little anecdotes. It's jam-packed. It is jam-packed up in here. Jam-packed. Sacred Woman, I think it's an amazing, it's like an encyclopedia of femininity. So if you just want to have the dictionary or the encyclopedia of femininity, then get it. It's amazing. Last but not least, and I'm adding this on because my femininity journey started with this book. It didn't start with those other books. It started with this book. And this is Sula by Toni Morrison. This is what started. This is what piqued me. Like, piqued. I had read it when I was like 15, I think. Yeah, I read it when I was 15, and then I read it again when I was 20, 19 or 20. It's about being a woman. It's about being a Black woman. It's about friendship. It's about love, unconditional love. Okay? And I just feel like if you are going to read anything out of here, you should read Pussy Prayers and you should read this. Okay? I love this. Okay, so now that we've got the books out the way, y'all see the sun coming out? We're going to go into two and 3, which is going to be much quicker than the books because we don't gotta like go into depth. But so the second thing to help you get into your feminine journey is going to be writing down your intentions. Now, I don't mean this in a full moon manifesty kind of way. I'm saying it more so like write it down, make it happen. Have you heard of that? I'm sure y'all heard of that. I'm sure. I was at a seminar and somebody said it and I was like, yes, write it down, make it happen. But anywho, that's what I mean. I mean, to write it down, know your intentions for yourself, not like mystical. Just write it. What do you want to see your higher self when you think of yourself in the future? Because I feel like all of us have this idea of the woman that we want to become. What she looks like, what she smells like, what she sounds like, how she carries herself. Write it down. Write down your intentions for yourself. How do you want to come across? How do you want to feel when you wake up? What do you want to do? What do you want your day to, like an ideal day? This is what I started out doing. So before I wrote down my intentions, I just wrote out what I would hope my ideal day looked like when I was at my best self, like an optimal day for my optimal self, like what she would do when she woke up, what the breakfast would be like, what she would do in her afternoons, and all of that. And so then after you get through the storytelling part of it, you can go into like the specifics. Like, I want to be radiant. I want to be confident. I want to be strong. I intend to be a mother. I intend to be whatever you intend to be, how you intend to do, write it down. And I think because I feel very strongly about the write it down, make it happen. I feel like once you write it down, it makes it solid. It makes it concrete. It's like, oh my God, I can do this. Then it doesn't seem like such a large task. Because sometimes, speaking personally, sometimes I like make things bigger than they are. Like my anxiety makes a small task seem like, oh my God, how am I going to become radiant? Like, how am I going to do that? And it's not rocket science. You feel me? So the second thing, again, the second step would just to be write down your intentions for yourself. Get you a notebook just for this. I will say that I think this should be separate. You can't just be like slapping it in there with your planner and other things that you do during your day. No, it should be something that's just dedicated to you. Write down your intentions. Write down how you want things to be for yourself. What do you intend for yourself? What's your future going to look like? You know what I'm saying? That's number 2. So number 3 is to write that. See, this is where it's going to get a little tricky. And I'm also going to add a book. I got books for days. I'm going to add a book for this too. But number 3 is to write down your fears. Okay? And I mean like every single fear you have. All of them. I don't care if it's a spider. I don't care. If it's grass, write it down. And what this does, what I found it did for me is to also, so I can realize that some of my fears are crazy. They're just crazy. You be like, oh my God, you just get to writing and you're like, I have a fear of toilet seats. Like it gets bizarre and you realize that you're putting a lot on a little bit. Like you're making some that's this big and it's not necessary. But to really write down your fears, when I write down my fears list, y'all, I was like, oh my God, I have to get some of this stuff off of here. And I think the other key to writing down your fears is to be honest about what you're scared of or what you're fearful of. Like if you're scared of being successful, write that down. Don't lie and be like, I'm ready to go. I'm all good. I could be successful at it because you're a liar. You're lying. Write down what ticks you off. Write down how you're scared of being lonely. Write down how you're scared of friendship. Write down how you're scared of opening up. Vulnerability, a lot of people, not just men, a lot of people are scared of vulnerability. So you need to be writing it down when you make your list, okay? The book that coincides with number 3, I feel, is The 4 Agreements. Now, I feel like everybody's read that. Everybody has read The 4 Agreements. And if you haven't, then it's a quick read, girl. Just go ahead and do it. When I reread it, I didn't like it as much as when I first read it, but I do think everything in there still applies. I just don't care for the way he writes, like him as all. That's I just think it applies because he talks about the agreements we make with ourselves and the things that we get from other people, and you know, all of the stuff that we go throughout our lives believing about ourselves that aren't necessarily true. Which is why I think it's good to write those fears down, because how do you, like, did you get that fear from your mom, or like did somebody put that fear on you? Like, is that even your burden to carry? Right. So I think it's good to write them down. So all in all, the 3 steps, because I like to, let me give you a summation. My 3 pointers or tidbits for getting started would be to read the books that I've recommended, some of them. Read the books that I've recommended. That's number 1. Number 2 is to write down your intentions for yourself, for your future self. Write them down, and I should have said this. Write those intentions down in the present. Like, write them down as if you're doing them right now. Not I will be radiant or I will be confident. Right now, I'm confident. Me right now. Right now. Because you right now is you later. So, same thing. Read the books. Write your intentions down for your future self. And last but certainly not least, write down your fears. Write them down. Put it out there. Put it out there. It ain't this big blah, blah, blah. It's not as big and bad. Big and bad? Girl, it's not as, I'm gonna stop saying the phrase because I can't, but you know what I'm saying. It's not that. So if you just make it smaller, it won't feel as bad when you do it. Anxiety is a trick of the devil, huh? Don't let the devil use you. Okay, all right. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. I be rambling. Oh well. That's really it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend, and put it in your group chat. Period. All right, that's it, guys.